Good morning, y'all. Ain't that a pretty sight? It's waving hi at ya. I guess the lighting out here, you can't really tell what it is, can you? Let me move it over here somewhere. See if we can get a little bit better lighting so you can kind of see the colors of it. Can you see the colors of that? Don't that look good? Any guesses what that is? Oh man, and I got another bottle of it just like this in here. Man, I'm gonna probably need to get a third bottle because when I started out, this stuff was down to here, and it's fermented and it's raised up to here. So I'm gonna have to get that changed here pretty soon. Anyway, I wanted to show you all that. But man, it's gonna be delicious. It's starting to smell good too. I mean the the ripeness. I just made this Friday, and it's starting to ferment nicely. 2 gallon jars of it. Yeah, I had to go to 4. 3 wasn't enough. Their junkyard. Any guesses what that is? Yeah, pull 3 of those fingers over. Yeah. Feed what's back out now. You can come out. Oh, you don't want out? Okay. Yep, it's pepper sauce. You got it. It's got uh, it's got habaneros in it. It has a lot of the peppers were ripe at the point where they were turning red. It has red jalapenos, red habanero. It has the habaneros, the ghost peppers, chili peppers, Tabasco peppers. It's got man, it's just got an all sorts of. Did I say ghost peppers? Um, it's got a bunch of different peppers. It's a variety of peppers that Dave up on the mountain, the guy that I dug out his pond with, pond, he grew a whole bunch of peppers, and that's from about a half a box that he sent me. And I had told him how good this was turning on out, and he says he has 2 more boxes to be made on up. So yeah, we're going to have plenty of pepper sauce. And I tell you what, I put a tablespoon of it in my chili beans last night. And it's vegetarian chili beans. There's no meat in it. And my wife doesn't like things super hot, so I didn't spice up. I don't spice up my vegetarian chili beans because she likes it mild. So I put a tablespoon of that in a bowl of my chili, and just 1 tablespoon of that in my chili beans, and it was almost to the point where it wasn't enjoyable. Good morning, Jr. Get Howie the fruit fairy to send you some unwashed grapes and apples. Clean you right out. Yeah, that would help. That would really help. Mm. How do I make my mayonnaise? Um, man, you can Google it, but I'm going to tell you, it does take. You know, first of all, if you're whipping it by hand, it takes forever. You can do it in the blender, or imagine if you got one of those wand things. It really helps. Um, the type of oil that you use makes it easy or not. Um, it's and you want everything to be room temperature. You want your eggs to be room temperature. Yeah, I use the whole egg. I use the whole egg, the egg yolk and all. I use Zoke in the egg white. Um, the type of oil, avocado oil works really good. Olive oil, not so much. It's harder with avocado oil olive oil to get it to set. You want things to be at room temperature. Everything to be at room temperature when you do it. And it takes what is it? I use like what is it? A half a cup of oil, I think it is, to one egg, and like 1 to 2 teaspoons of vinegar and a pinch of salt. It takes a it takes a little bit of getting used to learning how to whip it up to where it's nice and thick, but it's not all that difficult. Morning, Chairman. Good morning, Moose. There he is. Hey, Philly. Okay, Moose, you got the link. Come on up. But don't be surprised if the first time or two it doesn't set. And don't over whip it. But when you get it whipped on up, stick it in the refrigerator for 2 or 3 hours before you're convinced that it's not going to get hard. It does affect the taste of the oil. The oil does affect the taste, and avocado oil is a good flavor to it. Avocado oil, I still use it because I got plenty of it, but it's not the best for mayonnaise. It doesn't get as thick for one, and the flavor, it's not bad. Most of them use soybean oil. all I know junkyard is sometimes I whip it on up and it makes really nice, thick, creamy mayonnaise. And other times it's a little bit runny, and I have not figured out exactly the perfection of it. I'm slowly getting it dialed on down, but I haven't totally mastered it. But I make it about 3 or 4 times a year. Thank you, Moose. A friend of mine made that for me. Anyway, man, yeah, you guys, that pepper sauce that I made, I got like 2 gallons worth of it, and I've got enough. We got enough more peppers to make about another four more gallons. So we're going to have plenty of pepper sauce to last for a long time. I'm fermenting every last bit of it. It's going to be a total. All this pepper sauce is going to be a ferment. But I tell you what, this stuff is. Um, it's up there in the heat. It's some of the. it's some of the hottest stuff that I've made. It's not something that most people would be comfortable dipping in for a salsa. Yeah, you can use you have to use either lemon juice or vinegar. You have to use one or the other, Junkyard. It doesn't my mayonnaise does not taste lemony, okay? It doesn't taste that even though I use lemon juice. You just want to use just enough. That's what makes it set. The lemon juice is what makes it set. I agree. You don't want your mayonnaise to be overwhelmed with the flavor of lemon juice. I'm with you on that. But you have to use lemon juice or vinegar to make it set, to make it gel. And by the way, when I do make a batch of mayonnaise, and if it doesn't set up the way that I want, I just use it for cooking oil. I'll just put that in my frying pan and fry my eggs up on it, or do whatever. Grill cheese, use it for. So if it doesn't set up the way I like for mayonnaise, I still use it. I've never tried it with vinegar myself, Junkyard, but it's equal amounts whether you use vinegar whether you use vinegar or lemon juice. It's equal amounts. It says so. It's like if I remember right, it's like 1 tablespoon of vinegar or lemon juice, and it's I believe a half a cup of oil and one egg and a pinch of salt. And you can add paprika if you want to add paprika into it, or cayenne or whatever. There's other stuff that you can add to it if the person ever wants to experiment around, but it's not necessary. I don't even think the salt is necessary. Yeah, I'm a moral pillar of the YouTube community. um, if you Google it, how to make mayonnaise, when the first time I Googled it, there was a little pop-up that came right on up. I didn't even have to click a link. There were several links below it, but it told, and that was the best recipe. That was the easiest method that worked for me for making the mayonnaise. That's the first one I ever recipe that I used, and boom, it was no problem at all. Yeah, you could put a little bit of garlic. I wouldn't put too much garlic powder in there, and I would think, Junkyard. I would think that if you was press the garlic, squeeze just the juice of the garlic on in there instead of mincing it, just squeeze the garlic juice. I would think, and not the garlic powder. I think the garlic juice would be really good in there. I've never tried it though. Yeah, I bet you would, Jr. I tell you what, Jr. That pepper sauce there is the hottest pepper sauce I've ever made. Now it has a really good flavor, but it's not something that I would just start dipping chips on in and eating. It's hotter than that for me. I know some people can do that. I mean, some people would eat that like salsa. Yeah, I like I'm pretty good with extremely hot foods, but there's definitely people that can eat it hotter than me. I put it this way: I have no problem eating fresh habaneros. So I mean, I can take the heat, but habaneros is about the max of my um, Scoville unit intake. Is Robert Slumpy? Is it like he has maggots in there or something? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying this habanero. Well, not habanero, but pepper sauces because it's a variety of peppers. I'm looking forward and experimenting cooking with it. Adding it to different dishes. If I got some salsa that's not hot enough, just add a tablespoon of that into a bowl of salsa, homemade salsa or something. Mix it in. I'll make it spicy. Add it to a pot of chili. And put it in and put it in an enchilada sauce. Good morning, Jerry. Jerry, go right back to the beginning briefly and look at that jar of pepper sauce that I made that's fermenting. It smells so good too. It just started fermenting this morning. Is actually when yesterday. The little balloon thing hand on there. It blew up a little bit yesterday, but this morning I got on up and it was fully blown up. So it's fermenting nicely now. I seen a woman take lemons out of what she called her ferment. Said they was 14 months old. Looks great. Yeah, I got habanero. I have habanero peppers in the refrigerator that have been I fermented last summer, and I still have some left over. I'm just getting down to the bottom of the barrel on the habanero peppers. They're still good. I mean, I let them sit on the counter until they were pretty well fermented. So about 2 or 3 weeks, I let them sit on the counter. And then when I got to them to the stage where I wanted them to be at, basically, I just put the whole jar in the refrigerator. And they still continue to ferment in our refrigerator. Our refrigerator gets cold, but not as cold as most refrigerators do. So the fermentation still continues at a real slow rate in our refrigerator. I don't know about that particular brand Junkyard, but I have gotten ghost pepper salsa from the stores. And the ones that I've gotten, I've always been so disappointed in because I know that ghost peppers are extremely hot. And the salsas that I've gotten was like, yeah, it's spicy warm, but it's not super hot. It's like it's made for everybody to be able to still eat. and it doesn't have the flavor, that it's just, that doesn't hit it for me. Yeah, well, you like that glove there, Jerry? See the X pepper. What's the X pepper? Yeah, I just use that glove to keep the jar sealed so the oxygen doesn't get on in there. Is it pretty warm? The ones that I've gotten, I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't hotter than it was. Morning, Lady Kinsey. Whoa. Yeah, that's some heat right there. 2.3 million Scoville units. Whoa. No, my for me, the whatever the Scoville unit is on a habanero, what is it, 400,000? I think it is. I can't remember, but that's plenty. That's plenty warm enough for me. No, I don't mind adding the hotter peppers to what I'm doing, to get it hotter. But that's on stuff like I'm going to take a spoonful of to add to the chili or something. I like to have my peppers enjoyable. I like them hot, but I want them to still be enjoyable. Yeah, a good hot habanero is about right. Yeah, and habaneros have the best flavor too. You just now seen it, Teresa. Lovers forever. Yep, anything less is green pepper. Oh, did you make another one? Let me go. Let me take a look. See what you got now. It's not the love story. Read, be there shortly. We are experiencing special fecal difficulties. Okay, that's a good one, Moose. Fecal difficulties. Yeah, there was fecal difficulties this morning. Junkyard. These here have some hot serrano peppers on it on this pepper sauce that I made here. They were turning red, and when I say it, these are all homegrown. These here, they were. When I say these serrano peppers are hot, they are probably about half the heat of a jalapeno. So I mean, they're not hot, but they do have you can taste a little heat to them. I didn't grow them, like I said, it was Dave that grew them, and I really like them. They're pretty good. You said bouquet peppers? Huh? Yeah, I haven't ever heard of those. Good morning, Leo. Leo, if you go right to back to the beginning, you'll see my hot peppers that I got fermenting. I got a gallon. Well, I just showed a gallon. I got 2 gallons of that right now, And I got more peppers than enough to make 4 more gallons of my fermented pepper sauce. Yeah, boy, it's so good. But it's right at the beginning of the live stream. If you want to see it just briefly, just that little green almost round pods up at the, get them in a pot. Yeah, it's just a brief part of it, Leo. It's not very much there. It's got a hand waving at you, though. Yeah, I'm really actually proud of this pepper sauce. It's the best tasting pepper sauce that I've ever made. I used to like that, kind of reminds me of the chili pepinos. And those are really, really good. They're not super, they're pretty warm, but they have a really good flavor to them. They make a really good chili or pepper sauce. And yeah, they're about the size of my little finger thumbnail. You know, the chili pepinos, that's the size of the of my little fingernail. They have a really good flavor. Matter of fact, one of these days I want to grow a bunch more of those again and try to make some pepper sauce out of it because it's really good. Air fried some biscuits. Good morning, Leo. I don't know that they grew in clusters on top. I don't remember that. It just like grew like berries on a bush. What I remember of it. It's been a long time since I've grown any, but they were more like just berries growing on the bush. Morning, Owen. You better all subscribe to that Owen account. I'm not going to tell you why, but y'all better subscribe to Owen there and ring the bell. And I haven't even made breakfast yet this morning. Oh boy, yeah, Junkyard, you asking me to spell it? You know my spelling. I got to spell it, but it don't mean it'd be right. Oh, it is back. Yep, Jerry. Guys, I tell you what, I mean, Leo Owen is the dude that pulled off the biggest heist on YouTube, the biggest swindle job of anybody. This Owen pulled off the biggest swindle of all times on YouTube. Ain't nobody will ever cap what Owen has done at swindling everybody. It was great. We're not talking swindling out of money. That's right, Jerry. Owen is back and he's going doing live streams. Yeah, he is doing live streams now, and there ain't nobody that could top what he did. Oh no, you'll love Owen there, Leo. You will love Owen. He would be right up your alley. He did for a number of years. See, Leo, you now know that Owen is not a real individual. At the time of the swindle that I'm talking about, everybody was convinced that Owen was a real person, and there was people that wanted him dead. They wanted him murdered because he was a Hutterite from Canada. Yeah, there was some real animosity to him, and he went up on Iron Dog's Friday night fight night, and he was going to fight it out with some other YouTubers. And he got up on panel, and everybody was like, "Huh? That's Owen?" It was Robert 208. He had scammed everybody on that one. Everybody knew they had been had. Yeah, that's what he said. Gotcha, bitch. That was funny. He pops up on a panel. Everybody's ready up there, ready to fight him and stuff. And he jumps on up there, and there's like 50 people on in the chat ready to watch this big old knockdown drag out fight that's going to happen. And he jumps up there and says, "Gotcha, bitch." He's an epic troller. He's a master. But he's a sneaky troller. That is hilarious. And seriously, Leo, he doesn't have a mean streak to him. A lot of people think he has a mean streak to him, but he's a really kind-hearted guy who likes to have fun. Everybody wanted to see a fight. Yep, everybody was disappointed. Yeah, we all did, Jerry. That was hilarious. Matter of fact, there was a number of people that was really disappointed that there wasn't a fight that night. It kind of pissed a few of those people off that they had been had. Yeah, Moose is the one you want to watch out for. Don't get on his bad side. He plays for blood. Sure you do. Yeah, I'll be your Huckleberry. I love that Doc Holliday. And what was the name of that movie there, Moose? Really good movie. Was it Wyatt Earp? Was that what the name of it was called? I can't remember. I know it was about Wyatt Earp, but Tombstone. Right, right, Robert. Tombstone. No, it wasn't Brokeback Mountain. Oh yeah, Bob the Builder. Robert's had a number of good ones. And he's got some other good ones that I'm just not going to say what the names are because people still don't know about them. Hey, Bob gave him away. Yeah. That had to be Robert. But Owen the Hutterite, man, that nobody. Well, I think there was a couple. I think there was two people that had it figured out, had him pegged. Very few people. Then some people claimed that they knew who it was all along, and they just played along with it. They claimed that. I don't believe them. You moose like to ride to the top of the mountain on Kentucky property and watch the sunset. Then go warm up by the fire and watch Brokeback Mountain. Did you know that Robert is actually food forest permaculture, the most epic troll of all time? Yeah, bounty hunter Bob. Oh, that's right. You weren't Bob the Builder. You were about bounty hunter Bob. That's the name that got me. And because of that one there, I got banned to Big Steve's because I was picking on you. He even pretended to camp in his backyard for a week. Yeah, but there's still people that that are swindled by that name there, Jim's Appliance. I wasn't going to bring that one on up. Yeah, you even refilled yourself with that one. I wasn't going to give that one on out here because there was people that was still playing along with it. He should change his name to Candy Ass Liar. I wouldn't doubt that, Moose, if he said that. I don't remember that, but I definitely would not doubt it. He tried to do the long con jobs, but those long con jobs were so entertaining. I'll bet you they were a lot of work, though. How you could be in a live chat with your con names and your Robert 208 and not ever get messed up to reveal that, to make that mistake of typing the wrong sentence underneath the wrong name. How you pulled that off, I have no idea. Pay-per-view watch parties on your stream. I kind of feel sorry for Chairman. And the people you're usually trolling are usually boring. Yeah. I bet, Robert. I bet. See, I'm afraid to do any trolling anymore because I look like such an amateur compared to Robert and Moose anymore on the trolling. I can't even compete with these two anymore. I mean, I used to be known as a really good troller, but I can't compete with these two. I can't. I don't dare use that name troll with my name anymore. People would scoff and laugh. Yeah, how do you know he doesn't have a 1,500 gallon? People just blaming you. They don't like you throwing it out the window. Poo plung poo. Looks like it's not going to be an overcast day, but I don't think it's going to be a bad day. It's going to be a good day for me to finish cutting firewood. I think I got one, maybe 2 more days of cutting firewood, and then I can start on the sawmill again. Then we'll have a bunch of sawmill videos. By the way, I don't get it. I don't understand it, but my videos that I last 3 or 4 videos that I've been putting on out, I'm getting anywhere from 800 to 1,000 views per video, and they're long, hour-long videos, and people are clicking on them. Not getting a lot of watch time on them, but I'm getting about watch time hours. I'm getting about 30 to 50 watch time hours on my long videos. Sitting on the porch of my rocking chair, enjoying a cup of coffee. Eyeballing your cows. Yeah, most. I mean, it's. I've only got like maybe 13% of the viewers watch it all the way through. Less than 13%, but still, it's adding up quite a bit of watch time. And they keep on, putting it on out there now. 80 over 80% of them don't watch it. Watch maybe 2 or 3 minutes of it is all. But YouTube keeps on promoting them. The video that I released Friday evening already has 800 views. Yeah, more than my cooking videos. Yeah, it's kind of fun watching that little orange head toy in action, isn't it, Leo? One of these days, I'll learn how to get people to interact a little bit more with the videos. And I'm not blaming anybody for not leaving a comment or anything else like that when they watch it. I get that. I mean, I don't want people to leave a comment because, oh, I feel sorry for the guy, or just trying to make up a reason to leave a comment. But one of these days, I want to get good enough where a person will want to leave a comment. And my next video that I've got scheduled for release, I'm working on seeing if that. I tried something a little bit differently to see if that will help get some comments. Yeah, yeah, I do remember that. That's why I decided to give this a try, Moose, is because of what you said. That's why I'm doing these long videos, because of the chat that we did have about it. It would be nice if I could have more variety spread on out. Like when I'm working up at Ellen's, have one video about where cleaning trail and taking out trees on Ellen's, and one video of me just cutting nothing but firewood, and another video of me just doing nothing but the sawmill, but kind of rotated around. But right now, that's not what's working out in my life that way. So right now, it seems to be a lot more videos just about firewood cutting than it is about the other stuff. Now, if I save up and only post one long video a week, and I start saving up the others, I might be able to start rotating them around and spreading stuff around a little bit more. So in about a month, you know, I think the hour long videos, my longer videos I think the 1 hour videos is perfect, Moose. I think that if I, thereabouts, whether a little under or a little over an hour, I did one that was a longer one and it didn't fare as well. Um, but I need to experiment some more around that, about the around the 2 hour length of videos. But keep in mind, it takes me a 2 hour video takes. I mean, it takes a couple hours, an hour or so for me to upload an hour long video. No, 12 inches in Montana. Cool. Let's go snow skiing. Montana would be mostly cross country ski. Yeah, any of those that you would that I got? Do you want to edit one of those that I've already released, or are you saying send you all the footage um, to one? Because basically the videos that I'm uploading, are they're basically everything's in there. We need a share drive. How does that work? You mean like upload it to Google Drive and then you could download from my Google Drive, something of that nature? Okay, I maybe I'll create another Google Drive account where I can upload to, because the ones that I do have, the different drives that I have are pretty well full without me paying for another, more storage. I might go ahead and create one. I'm in the process of I'm halfway through on one right now. Um, of filming one. I'll uh I'll start getting those video files uploaded to one, and then you can grab those. And that's where the problem lies, Moose. Keyboard Rambo, how's it going? Yeah, Cornbread's doing good. He's doing good. He hangs out mainly over at Iron Dogs. Well, give me some direction of what you want when I upload this. When you get it, give me some directions of what you want me to add on, to video or something. Keep in mind, I'll probably have different clothes on. It'll be the lighting will be different. It might be a cloudy day versus a sunshiny day, different stuff like that. So it's really hard to recreate afterwards. But I mean, if that's not a problem, yeah, I think Cornbread's just spending a little bit less time on the live streams and stuff. most of us are figuring on out. We have lives outside of YouTube that we need to get on with, so we don't. I haven't been going as much to the live streams like I used to. The number of them I don't even go to anymore, and it's nothing against them. Iron Dogs, I go into Iron Dogs and I'll drop a hi on in there, but I don't watch the comments because while I'm leaving his live stream run and listening to him chat, I'm busy doing something else. Whether I'm making pepper sauce or whatever else I'm doing, or stacking wood in the woodshed. Got a hawk. Oh boy, get that sucker. Get that sucker quick. They say them hawks, they're an endangered species, but they still taste good. It's kind of like spotted owl. They're pretty good eating. They kind of taste like bald eagle. Oh, yeah, I got and well, I got 2 gallons there, and I put 1 onion and about 8 garlic cloves on in there, and then the salt. That's all I seasoned it with. Got the breakfast going. You're hungry? Yeah, not much seasoning, but it has a variety of peppers, and I don't even know how much of what peppers I put in there. I just had a box of peppers, and let's just roast them all, and I uh, I roasted all the peppers for about 30 to 35 minutes on broil in the oven on cookie sheets. I just put them on, broiled them in the oven until the tops are a little bit blackened. Took about 30 to 35 minutes each for each cookie sheet pan, and then I put them in a big pan with my handheld blender. I whizzed them all on up with the garlic and the onion. Just whizzed them all up together with the salt. Added a bunch of salt to it, and I don't know. I think I used about with the 2 gallons. I think I used about 4 tablespoons of salt. I think it was maybe a little bit more. Didn't do any measuring on any of it. Just threw it together and let it start fermenting, and it's good. No, I don't like vinegar in my salsa or hot sauce. I don't use any vinegar. Usually in my the only time that I use vinegar is if I want to use balsamic vinegar. I like adding balsamic vinegar to some of my salsas for a different type of flavoring. But that's it. Um, all in all, I don't use vinegar. But it's when you ferment it, um, it's shelf stable. I mean, you still got to use the air locker because it will always continue to ferment, but it won't ever spoil. I mean, for a long time, it'll keep for a long time. So I mean, I just when it gets done If it gets to the point I don't want it to ferment anymore, I just stick it in the refrigerator. However, 4 gallons of this stuff would be too much to be stored in the refrigerator unless I got another refrigerator. So I'll just find a cool part of the house. But if it's not in the refrigerator, you do need to get in there still. You still need to keep an eye out on it. You need to stir it. You still want to watch for any black mold. If you get any black mold in it, you want to, if it's right at the beginning of any black mold, you can kind of dig that on out and get rid of it. Or throw the whole pot on out. The white mold that goes on there doesn't hurt at all. You can stir that on in. A lot of people like to scrape that white mold on out because they don't like the flavor that it gives. I like the flavor that it gives. So I just stir the white mold that all the way on in. And it's a good idea, for a long-term deal to still have those, have them in a spot where they're easy access. You can get on in there and just a quick stir every day. And that ensures that you don't get the mold buildup. The problem with me and vinegar based, JR, is it messes with uh, my gut somehow. I don't know how to explain it. I can eat extremely hot foods, but as soon as vinegar is added to that hot foods, it tears up my stomach. So that's amazing. I mean, I do love vinegar in my hot sauce and stuff. I mean, I love the flavor of Louisiana style hot sauces. I mean, I love that flavor, but it tears me up, even if it's mild. And I love vinegar, and vinegar doesn't in itself doesn't tear me up, but the mixture of vinegar and hot foods, that mixture just rips my guts up. Need more dirty fruit and veggies. I eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. I love fruits and vegetables. Unfortunately, most of the fruit that I eat during the wintertime is all canned, whether it be in jellies or just jars of pears or apples or whatever it is. Now, what I like about canning my own fruits, if they're really sweet, if they're really like pears when they're really sweet, or peaches when they're just so sweet, I don't add any sugars to those. I get some pears and some peaches and stuff that just aren't. They have a decent flavor, but they're not very sweet. You have to add sugar to them. Are you seeing one hawk down? One hawk down, no chickens. That's what I'm trying to say there, Robert. I hope you get that hawk there, Moose. Oh, is one of those suicidal hawks that committed suicide. Ah, that's too bad, Moose. I feel so sorry for that hawk. Poor fella, yep. Just fell out of the tree. It jumped to its death. Yeah, must have been depressed. Oops. Move the camera, try to get away. I can show these pigeons trying to glean after the corn out here. And they flew away as soon as I moved. Let's see here. Looks like a small rock went right through his head, huh? It was, Owen. It was. Not anymore. we get we got a lot of red tails here too, JR. And I know red tails are notorious for eating chickens and stuff. But I think what it is we have plenty of coverage here for the chickens to hide and stuff. So we don't have a problem with the red tails here for whatever reason. And I know they're notorious for eating chickens. The one thing I hate about where I live is the directions that I can shoot for a hawk if there was one to annoy the birds. It's really unsafe for me to try to shoot a. I gotta get myself a shotgun for that because I got the park on down here, and that's usually the direction I would be shooting, and I don't want to be shooting into the park. They might not take too kindly to that. Yeah, let's try to get a little bit of sprinkle. Yeah, I think the secret to make a good pepper sauce is to roast them first, and better yet, roast them over an open fire so you get a little bit of smoke flavor on into them. That's what I had to do. Is I had to this next batch when I get those, I added to roast a bunch of them over the open fire. Or sudden hawk death syndrome. Yep. Yeah, JR, it wouldn't be legal for you without having livestock to shoot them, but actually it is legal to shoot them here if they're in the process of going after your birds or your livestock. So if I got a hawk eyeballing my chickens from a tree, you're damn right I'm going to shoot it. If it's just flying overhead and flying on by, I ain't going to mess with it. But if it's sitting in a tree eyeballing my chickens, it's dead meat. No steam is the only way, Grizz. Oh, I think you meant to say, no, steam is the only way to go, Grizz. Yeah, I would like to see a few people try to eat this as chips and salsa, this pepper sauce that I made. It's tasty, but I don't think there's very many people that would eat it as chips and salsa. I know that some would. Mm. I'll be right back. I got to get me another cup of coffee. Oh man, that salsa smells so good. That pepper sauce. The aroma in our house from that stuff. Mm. Done its toll over the years. Yeah. Yeah, but you could probably still cook with it. I don't. Can you cook with it and just to add a little bit of spice to things, Jr. Because that's mainly what I'm going to be doing with this here. It's not going to be just to dip and eat. It's just to add some to the chili beans, or if I'm doing some doing a chicken sauce, add a little bit to that. Oh, it's already good, Jr. Our junkyard. I mean, I'm I've already, even before it started fermented, I'd already started eating it. I mean, I made chili beans last night or yesterday, and I added some to that, and that was before it really started fermenting. I'm gonna have to make another batch of chili this week. Well, chili beans. I got to clarify that. I want to make a batch of chili beans this week with some hamburger and add some of the fermented stuff to it. I just roasted it, and then I just threw all the peppers in a big old pot, and I don't know what are those ones called that they have the blender on the head of it, and you just stick it down in your pot, and it whizzes it all on up. That's all I did. Just threw everything in the pot that I was going to have in there and just whizzed it on up. Yeah, I used my toes. That I used my toes, so I'd had that was a starter yeast for the fermentation. Vibrator. No, it wasn't a vibrator. The sucker has a little propeller on the end of it. Man, that sucker would eat it right up. Now, what I am reading, it's better to ferment before you blend it on up. Put it in your broth. But I like blending mine up fresh and then adding the salt. It takes a little bit more work on the the fermentation part of it, but I like it better this way. Immersion mixer, yeah, that's it, Junkyard. Thunderstick 2000. Why did you have to ruin it? Oh yeah, Owen got it too. I was rather annoyed when my wife got that immersion blender. I thought, we don't need one of those. I use it more than she does now. It would do that, Junkyard. And then you just rub a little bit of this pepper sauce that I made on the hemorrhoids after you whiz them off of there, and it cauterizes them really good. Trolling motor. Feel it coming on? Yeah, I feel myself getting ready to start cutting and splitting some more firewood and get the rest of the shed filled on up. To me, the cutting this firewood is so relaxing. I mean, I should. It'd be nice to just get in on it and do it all at one day, and I could fill up this whole shed in 2 days' time under the right conditions. But it feels so good just to only work at it maybe an hour a day on it and not kill myself. I watched another guy that has the same basic principle of firewood cutting. He's got himself a like a 4 foot wide table that he cuts his firewood on the same type of method, but he has two by fours spread apart every 16 inches to cut through. And so he keeps his firewood from rolling on down, but then he has to pick it up to uh, to move it on into to his splitter, which ain't bad with his size firewood. His the chunks of wood that he's cutting is 8-10 inches. They're small rounds, so that's easy to pick up off the table and put it in the splitter. But with mine, these bigger rounds are I can pick them up and move them. I'd rather not. I'd just rather roll them right onto the wood splitter. Yeah, firewood heats you several times. It's just relaxing, you know. I mean, it's taking the time to sharpen the chainsaw, keep the chainsaw going. Now, I don't know. Did you guys watch that the full video? I don't know if any of you did. Nobody's left a comment about it. About the tree that wasn't a planned fall. I don't know if y'all seen that on in there where that one of those logs rolled right off the end of my table. It went too far. It landed right on top of my chainsaw. Now it's so long, you guys might not have noticed that part of it, but yeah, I don't even remember what part it is where it's at. I might have to put that in the descriptions, the timestamp where that part's at, so people don't have to watch the thing all the way through. Don't want to get your truck dirty. Right. Okay, Brian. But yeah, that log it dropped right on top of my chainsaw, and my chainsaw was running when it did that. It landed right on top of it, and bounced off of it, and it didn't hurt my chainsaw at all. Didn't break nothing. Didn't crack the case. Nothing. The chainsaw was fine. That log was probably good 18 inches in 18, 20 inches in diameter. Their flames give you smoky flavor. The old pulpwood pickups. What were those, Junkyard? What are the pulpwood pickups? Oh, short log wagons? Okay. That must have been over in the Grand. They had something like that, and I did sell to them. Had a 1.5 ton flatbed truck that I put stick sides on, and I'd load it up with the lodgepole pine over there. That was the bug kill, and they'd pay, what was it, $150 a load. Oh, these here they would take full length logs. I'd cut the logs. I had a 12-foot bed. I'd cut them in 12 foot long, and where I was getting them on out was I'd park right on the side of the road in the upper hillside. I'd roll the logs. They'd roll right down into my pickup bed or in my flatbed. And then I had the stake ties, tie them on down, and run them on in. Yeah, well, it sounds kind of like what I had. Piece of shit going down the road, but I got $150 a trip, and that was back in the well, right around 78, I think it was. Maybe no front fenders. Wow. And top caved in from logs hitting the top of it. Man, yeah, that sounds like a better setup than what I had, JR. I didn't have an extra axle. I didn't have, I mean, I just had a regular old flatbed, 1.5 or 2 ton truck. It was an old International. And then, how the flatbeds, they had that stake size where you can drop a 2x4 on in. I just drop a 2x4 on in there and load the thing on up. I mean, it'd take us two of us to get a load a day. And that was, I don't know, it might have been, I think we had like $20 in expenses for the permits and the gas each day, roughly. Yeah, so we'd have about $130 that we'd split between the two of us. No exhaust at all. Wow. People do what they got to do to make a living. See, I only did that for one summer. Wait a second. That was in 1980 when I did that, because it was right after I fell and broke my back when I got released to go back to work. I was kind of afraid to go back in construction. I didn't want to be getting up there on those tall walls again for a little while. So I did that for a summer. So that was in 1980, summer of 1980, maybe 81, because I was off work for about a year. It took me a year before I got released back to go to work. You'd be a goner if you didn't roll the windows down. Why is that, junkyard? Whoa, you guys were driving some real death traps. My old truck wasn't that bad, man. The steering was good in it. Maybe if I had to continue doing it for a year or two, it would have destroyed it. Oh, carbon monoxide poisoning. Yeah, see, I had the exhaust. I didn't have any of that problem, man. I must have been a rich boy in it or something. I did see some pretty crazy when I was doing that. I did see some pretty crazy vehicles doing it. See, back then I could get the same wood. I could sell it for $40 a cord is what Lodgepole Pine was going for back there. I could cut it into firewood and sell it, get $40 a cord, and my truck would only hold like 3 cord at a time. So that'd be $120 for 3 cords of firewood is all I'd get for that. Or I'd get $150 selling it for pulpwood with just cutting 12-foot logs. I started out cutting the firewood until I found out people would buy the logs, and that was a lot better money and a lot easier money. When your dad was sober, your mom would let you ride with him. A piece of cold car hood on the floorboard. I like it. That was the last time your mom would let him go with him. Yep. Yeah, we did keep the tools, the toolboxes and everything on the passenger side. The passenger always had to have their feet on that shit. Fun memories. Man, Junkyard or JR, I mean, that sounds like you was like oh, what was that Western singer? He sang a lot of the racist songs too. Um, Not Merle Haggard. Sounds like he was singing a lot of the songs was about your family. Who's that guy that a really good singer? Some folks think I sound a lot like Merle Haggard or David Allan Coe is what I was trying to think of. Sounds like David Allan Coe was singing about you. No, not Hannah Montana. Oh, Lord help us. Not her. And not Justin Bieber either. You remember the rubber ropes? I've been wanting to buy get some more rubber ropes. Those rubber ropes are handy. A lot better than bungees. You just have to learn how to tie rubber rope where you can untie it, and that takes a little bit of a trick. Hands down, Iron Dog 63. Today is Dog Day. You can control it now, though. Yeah, that comes with age, there, JR. Age and wisdom. Today is Dog Day. That's the only thing you learned today on TV. What is Dog Day? So it was time well spent. Yeah. Yeah, glad you didn't end up like them. That saying, by the grace of God, but for the grace of God, there go I. That is so true. Not mean to get in and preachy or anything, but see that I turned over a pickup one night because I was drunk and passed out in the garage in town. Man, yeah, mothers against drunk drivers sure did ruin it for us drunk drivers, didn't they? I remember when you got pulled over by a cop, um, they would follow you on home and tell you not to go out driving again. I remember a number of times like that. And then Mothers Against Drunk Drivers came along. Boy, they sure changed things on up. Take care, JR. You seen him sitting? Had to wait until the time was right. What, they was drunk? Is that how you got out of there? They got all boogered up and drunk, and he was able to get out of there then? And I need to change this thumbnail that I got on here, this picture. Because I don't have the sawmill anymore. He's making good progress getting it set up, though. Sam, when he bought it from me, he's got the motor running. The he's in the process of building the trolley's carriage or whatever, the tracks. He's building that all up with steel instead of having the timber underneath it. That's what he's building right now. And the part that carries that holds the blade and everything, that's still going to be on wood, like what's there, what was there in the picture. That part's going to be on wood, but with steel legs underneath it. Later on, he'll build the whole thing out of steel. But he doesn't have the steel to not all that yet. So he's going to do that with wood. But he's making progress. I need to get on over there and do a little bit of video, show an update on it. Maybe if I have a good day later on this week, I'll run on over there. Mandrell, yeah. Anyway, I probably should get off here and get myself some breakfast so I can get to work, because I do want to get another charge of firewood on in the woodshed today. Not supposed to rain much, and this week we are supposed to get a bit more rain. So whatever days that are semi-nice, I want to get some wood put on in. We'll catch y'all later. Bye, y'all. Thanks for coming.